Looking forward to actually baseball season coming up because
Yeah.
Do you see this Cam Johnson story?
about why he came to LSU.
Mm-hmm.
So I talked to a scout the other day. The guy I told you, the guy who scouted me out of high school.
Oh, yes.
And he was telling me a story about Cam. He's like, basically what the article said was they were very, very strict on their number, which is what you want people to do. Right? When you just decide to say, I'm going to pick a number, and this is what I would sign for, and I'm not going to go for anything less than that. A lot of guys kind of waver at the end of the time, like, oh, okay, I'm going to go for $3 million. Hey, all we can give you is 2.5, 2.6, 2.7. All right.
2.8's the last number.
Whatever. I'll take the 300,000 last. But the ones who say no, this is my number, not a dollar less than the number. That's what he did. And they didn't hit the number, and he went to school. And what other part of the story are you talking about?
That would I just felt like y'all have probably had similar situations in which, because I've heard y'all talk about people going to the draft or not going to the draft and how this whole thing works. And it is a lot. Very rarely do you see somebody commit to a number and stick to it. And even in that story that was written, it was a lot of like, are we sure? Like, we're firm on this? And his dad was like, yeah, it was tough to go to bed, but we also knew what we were worth. And then you saw some of his high school buddies get drafted. He's like, I should be getting drafted too. But the way that it went down, if you don't, I think it's a testament to his character to be like, look, I know what I'm worth. If you're not going to get there, then I'll go to school. And for people to call your bluff, essentially, and then be like, I'm good with it, I think is awesome.
No doubt.
And it obviously works out for LSU because Jay Johnson's quoted in here going, I'd never thought he would come here.
No, of course not.
You
have a left-handed pitcher throwing upper 90s out of high school. That doesn't happen. Those guys don't come to school. He gets to come to school now. You get to ease him in there because you don't have to force him into a Friday role. So you get to ease him into a situation where he can succeed and dominate, kind of build some confidence, see how it goes, and then end up becoming a starter and then being potentially the first overall pick in the draft in 2025, right? Because that's the type of talent he's got. Get that. You got Paul Skeens coming here to transfer. Now, Paul wasn't him coming out of high school, right? Paul wasn't the same as Cam Johnson coming out of high school, but he transferred here, and he's like, okay, this guy's a potential to be a top 10 pick. Ended up being number 1 overall. Dylan Cruz probably should have been on campus. You got him to come here. But pitchers, especially left-handed pitchers, is a little bit different. So now you get this kid here, and he's not supposed to be here, and ends up coming here, has a chance to dominate. Very, very likely could be a number 1 overall pick in 2025.
How do you think that they use him this year?
I think they use him in the back end of the
bullpen. Yeah, reports I got is that the fastball is super electric. Really,
and not just fast,
no, electric.
Yeah.
It's explosive. And the biggest thing that, especially for kids to come here, is you find a lot of guys who have good arms or good command. They're usually good at one thing, right? It's will he be able to find that second thing? For somebody like Paul Skeens, on his way out, was able to find 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different things, right? That's hard to do. So, all right, the fastball is that electric. Can he land and often throw a breaking ball? That's what we want to see. And if he's able to do that, yeah, just because of the depth that they already have, I would imagine being able to put that kind of electric arm at the back end of the bullpen would be something that's pretty enticing for him. So that's what I'm looking for, and I think that's what they're going to do.